Hi, my name's John Connor and welcome to How to Read the Universe. Now, from the other videos we spoke about law of attraction, creating your reality with your own mind. Well, now I'm going to show you how to follow the synchronicities to lead you to some of the things you might have asked for, whether it be knowledge or a material item or something else. So, everything's connected, like I said before. You know, everything is just a vibrating atom. It's as simple as that. So, I am vibrating atoms, and so are you, and so is this space in between us. You know, everything is connected. Although we do have a soul, and that is why it is called a soul, because you are an individual piece of that one whole. Okay, an independent thinking mind. But you are still part of the one mind, which is the universe. So everything's alive, every atom is alive, you know, living and breathing and vibrating at a certain, you know, speed to create its density. Now, say if I ask for something, sometimes I might see a coincidence that, you know, is about that subject, you know, straight after I've asked for it possibly. You know, you've got to follow these strange coincidences. Now, sometimes it might be, you might overhear someone talking about the same subject that you might be thinking of. Or it could be an animal flies across you when you're thinking about a certain subject. All these things are readable, basically. The universe is talking to you. But if you don't know what language it's speaking, then you're not going to be able to understand it. Now I'm going to show you a few ways that the universe might be trying to speak to you as it is right now. I mean, I'm part of it. I'm part of the universe, so the universe, I am the part of the universe that is trying to tell you how to do it. As well as everybody else on YouTube that might have these law of attraction videos and whatnot. So the first thing I'm going to talk about today is numerology and how to read numbers. Now I'm sure a few of you might have, you know, you'll be able to relate to this, I'm sure. But when you might have been thinking about someone or something, and you might pull your phone out, and the time is 12 o'clock. Well, this is a sign. It's a cue. Okay, but certain numbers might, you know, will say you're thinking correctly, and these are harmonious numbers. Okay, and the universe is built on harmonious numbers. But also, when you might be thinking negatively, you might pull your phone out and it will say 1313, okay? Now, there are unharmonious numbers as well. And when you see these cues, it's maybe a clue to basically change the way that you're thinking. You could be thinking negatively. Now, some of the numbers, I'm gonna show you now some of the good numbers. So, Nikola Tesla, the inventor, basically he invented the alternating current, single alternating current, so we thank him for electricity that we have today. But also he was a very intelligent man, an absolute genius. You know, this man built a laboratory in his mind and used and basically tested his inventions inside this laboratory in his mind. An absolute genius. But he always spoke about the numbers 3, 6 and 9, okay? And what he said these mean are energy, vibration and frequency. Okay. Now combined, these numbers are basically, the universe is built on harmonious numbers, like I said. So whenever you see these numbers, it means that you're thinking correctly, or that you could be on the correct path to the things that you are thinking about. So if you constantly think about your path and what you want, as long as it's positive, then you will see these numbers appear all the time, you know. But it's not like you're really looking for them. Where are they? It's more of, you know, you could be going about your business thinking, and all of a sudden your head will turn and you might see the number 18 on a door or something like that. A great number. Any number that is more than like one digit, so the number 18, okay, what we would do is add the 1 and the 8, which makes 9, and this is how numerology works. If it's not a single digit, you have to combine them and keep adding them together until you get one single digit, because after all there is only actually 9 numbers, 1 through 9. The others are just repetition and, you know, 2 numbers put together of the original 9. Okay. Now other signs and cues could be things like animals. Now if you're thinking about something and an animal flies, like a robin or a blackbird, or it might be a squirrel run across the front of you. These are all cues as well from the universe. Remember, everything's connected. Everything has that vibration. So if a bird did fly in front of you and you're thinking something, you've always got to be aware though as well about what you're thinking about at that point when that situation happened. But you can go on all sorts of sites. I use spiritanimal.com when I see an animal fly in front of me, and I'll see what the message is from that animal. As well, colours. Colours is just a vibrational frequency. They're just vibrating at a different rate. Red, blue, yellow, that's all that's differentiating it. Is the vibrational density of it. Okay? Now, also there are symbols. Now, a lot of symbols are used detrimentally in the media and things like this, and even numbers. I mean, I was talking about bad numbers. Now, 33, 66 and 99. Whenever you see these numbers, you've got to change your way of thinking. And the number 13 also, it's a very superstitious number, and for good reason. These numbers are projected through the media and all sorts of other things to basically affect the way that you think. Now, who do we ring when we want to report a crime that's happened? 999, hello, I've been hurt. Negativity, it's a number that we use to ring and report negative goings on. The Twin Towers, 911. 9 times 11 is 99, The media and all of the systems that are here, they project bad numbers to affect the way that you think, And what did 9/11 cause? Hatred across the globe for East against West. One person and a couple of numbers, and what the media want to show you is sent us to war. It's unreal. But anyway, that's a different story. For those of you who want to learn more about negative numbers, David Icke's a great person. He'll tell you all about the Illuminati as well. But I'd prefer to talk about good numbers and good symbols, which is where I'm going to go now. So whenever you'll think about things as well, say if you see a triangle, now that triangle has 3 sides. So it's that number again, the Star of David, an up triangle and a down triangle like this. Okay, that is balance, because the triangle at the point here, that is the male, and the down triangle is the female, and it has 6. It's a 6-pointed star. So if you're ever thinking and you see these numbers again, just know how to read these things. And there are all sorts of sites, like I said, that you can go and have a look on. But another good way that I like to read the universe, to some it seems unreal and unbelievable, but do you know what? Some of the best things that the best answers that I've had from the universe, there are all sorts of divination. It's called divination. There's something called the I Ching, which is a coin throwing system, and you read things in a book. That's a good way of getting direct answers about your destiny. The Chinese believed in it. It's been there for thousands of years. That's the one that I personally use when I ask real serious questions about my future, or a path to take, or any advice on any goings on that I've got in my life at that point in time. Now, also another great one. I mean, I could be sitting there and we must have all have done this when we sat in front of the telly and we're thinking about something, and all of a sudden it comes on the telly. I remember when one of me and my friends were sat down, he was teaching his dog to talk, to bark, not to literally talk, but for a chew toy. Now, he stood over the dog and he was like, speak, speak. And he barked, and all of a sudden an advert came on, and it was the Flash advert with the talking dog. Now, this synchronicity is amazing, but it just proves in my eyes, and the person I was with after I explained synchronicity was like, wow, I can't believe that's just happened. I'm telling my dog to speak, and the talking dog advert has just come on. But this can also happen with people. So I could walk down the street and I wonder how so-and-so's doing, or I wonder what this is, and someone could walk past and they might be having a conversation, I can't hear it, but all of a sudden something they say just stands out to me. Okay, and you know what? It fits so perfect that a lot of the time, message from the universe. But the more you look for it, the more crazy you'll make yourself. You kind of just relax and go about your business, and anything that just jumps out to you, it shouldn't be like, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. Not at all, you know. You could just be walking down the street, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I wonder, blah, 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 blah. And you might see, bam, a number, or you might hear something. Or, you know, it could be, I get a lot of messages from songs as well, you know. Unbelievable things what I found out from a couple of songs. I was 50 miles away somewhere, and basically I knew what was going on here from a couple of songs. It was amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of other different ways as well. I mean, sometimes I'll flick and stop in a book, and you know, the quizzing, like the questions that I had that morning, sometimes it'll be a random book, and I'll just flick and stop and put my hand on it like this, and it'll be something relevant to what I've been thinking about that morning. Now, all of these are signs from, you could say, the other side, or you know, the universe and that combined. Okay. Now, sometimes you might have had someone that's passed away. Have you ever seen a white feather after they passed away drop in front of you? Or a certain leaf fall, when, you know, anything that's like takes your attention that you would never usually see before. It could be a butterfly that's 200 yards away, but your eyes just focus straight on it. It's a sign, okay? Now, like I said, spiritanimal.com was the best one for me, because every day it has a new message as well. So it's like the universe refreshes it, because the universe is coming out of all of our creativity. Okay, so whether we're talking like I am now, you know, I'm just freestyling here, I'm just right off the top of my head, right over here. Not here, but here. Okay, and that's what happens when we get good ideas as well. You know, we hear about artists and writers' block. They can sit there for hours, or what am I going to draw or write? And then all of a sudden, the light comes on. That is the universe flowing through your creativity. So things like this that I'm doing here, writing things down all the time, art, you know, you'll get your messages through your own creativity as well. And that is the big one, because it's your subconscious that's putting this forward as well. So, you know, your soul is, in a sense, directing you with your own creativity. You don't have to rely on the whole universe as a whole, but you can actually give yourself answers. And sometimes, you know, someone told me to do this once, and it was a really good exercise for me. If you've got a trivial thing going on, or you want questions or answers, set up 2 chairs, okay? Now, in the first chair, go over this problem in your mind, okay? And sit down and let your head talk, okay? Let your head decide what is the best thing to do, okay? And then step back, and then from a completely different perspective, sit in the other chair. What does your heart say? Okay? Now, you should always think with your heart, because that is really and truly, when you calm those thoughts that are necessarily not too positive, you know, then it's your heart that really should make the decisions. Creativity really comes from there, you know. There are over 40,000 connections to the nervous system and the heart, more than the brain. But people always go with their head, you know. A lot of the time you should go with your heart. But these are all cues anyway. You might, you know, another cue, we were talking about chakras. You know, a cue and a clue from the universe is if you feel butterflies in your stomach or adrenaline rush, really and truly, maybe you shouldn't be thinking about, you know, taking that action. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave it there for now for how to read the universe. But in follow-on videos that I'm going to make, it's going to be a kind of foundation about these things, as well as law of attraction and the other things. Because this is the game changer, okay? Asking, receiving, but how do you get there in between? you read the universe. Yeah, you've got to have basically, you know, it's nice to have that recognition when you get a clear-cut sign that you are on the right track to achieving your goals. Okay, I'm going to do some more on numerology and symbology as well, slideshows, so you can actually see where numbers have been used throughout history, ancient scriptures and things like this, for positive and for detriment. Okay, but for there I'm going to leave it now. So thank you for listening, and for all of you that haven't subscribed already, I implore you to subscribe. You know, let's get it out there. Let's really put it out there. Let's change the way we think. Stop thinking negatively and be, you know, be one like we are meant to be, instead of, you know. I'll leave it there. I'm John Connor, and that was How to Read the Universe. Thank you.